Hey guys, welcome friends. Just going to talk a little bit, very little, about sexing Jack Dempsey cichlids. Most of you know these are a South American cichlid, and this particular one is one I rescued a little over 3 years ago when she's tiny, maybe half an inch. She had been, her whole group had been chewed up by larger cichlids at a PetSmart store in the area, and she was sucked up to the intake, and it was the only one that was actually still alive. So I bought her, brought her home, put her in a QT tank, and she thrived. So a couple of years ago, year and a half, I got her a male, found her a male, and they are hard to sex, both the males and the females. And sorry for the glare, all the lights are still up. But it's really hard with these guys because they don't follow the normal dorsal rule, with the pointed being the males and the rounded being the females. And as she makes her next turn, take note of her dorsal and the tip of it. It definitely is not rounded. And by the way, all of those other Dempseys in there are her fry. She only had one spawn. See, not rounded, very pointed and elongated. She's a little over 12 inches, by the way. This tank is 16 inches, I believe, wide. Yeah, 16. So she's a little over a foot long, and those are some of her babies. I don't see the male, and she keeps him pretty much tucked away. She makes sure he doesn't get interested in any of the kids. But when these guys come out, take a look as they come out to feed. I'm just dropping in, not sponsored, but just some floating food sticks, some cichlid stuff, and just dropping some of those in. And they should come right up. Yazzie wants to see who we're talking to. Come on, Yazzie. Come on, baby. There he is. Sorry. So, they're very skittish. They're silly. I don't know why they're so skittish, but... So there we go. Got plenty of food in there for them. And notice that every single one of these fish, when they do come up, let me back up a little, has a pointed dorsal fin. Not one is rounded. And there are probably 70 fish in here. I don't know. And yes, it is full of algae, and they love it. There we go. Pellets are floating, of course, so they're not gonna. And you might notice, some of you that are acute on color, that some of these are a gold morph, not a blue. It has nothing to do with them being fired up or the light or anything. Just some of them, not quite half of them, are a gold morph. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some more up there so we can see the dorsals better. There's Mom again. Her name's Cobalt, by the way. Yeah, so none of them have rounded dorsals. They're all pointed. And even though there's a big disparity in size, that you'll find that with any large spawn, there's a little gold one down at the bottom. These are all from the same spawn. There's a really pretty gold one under the sponge filter back there. So yeah, what does help a lot with these is that, and someone told me this, and it takes a little bit of an eye to get used to it. There she is with her buddy, with her mate. That's Bo. So, hoping we can see him. I kind of handpicked him when he wasn't much bigger than this. And you see how tiny he is, which doesn't seem to support, compared to her, he's tiny. He's a 6-inch fish, maybe. coming up on 6 inches, maybe 6.5. But yeah, that's her mate, and he's the dad to all those others that see his dorsal. Put it right in the middle there. Yeah, it has no comparison to her huge pointed dorsal. But if you'll look at her belly, of course you can always vent them. Very easy to get a good picture, or put them in a big plastic bag or something clear and look up at their bellies. Get a picture is usually best, and then you can take your time looking at it. She has a divot, like a little indentation, and that is where her pectorals, they're really not green, they're more of a iridescent yellow green, but where those stop, when they're back, there we go. You can see the indent where her belly kind of goes up there. That's the hallmark of a female. But if you looked at this fish, you'd think it was a male. They're all jazzed up, but from eating and the camera, so they're not really that winded, so to speak. They're fine in this tank. All right, guys, I hope that helps.